Good evening, viewer. We are happy that we have you this evening. My name is Pastor Nancy, and we are back here. If you remember last month, we were talking about mental health, but today we have come with something very special for you. And I have a beautiful, beautiful daughter with me, and we would like to hear more of her. We want to hear her name. We want to hear where she come from. And she tell us more about Jesus. Maybe she saved. She'll tell us. Karibu sana.
All right, thank you, Reverend Nancy. Well, I'm Caroline Nyambura. I'm a born-again Christian. Actually, I minister under Harrison Ngama in CFF Central. Well, I'm a publisher and an author of 6 published books, but so far I've written 20. By the grace of God, I thank God. Well, what I do, I usually motivate young people wherever I go, either in churches, schools, or even in events and any other function. Motivating people is my strength and what I love to do. I come from a family of 6 siblings. I have both parents, my mother and my father, and they are also ministers of the gospel of God. I'm dad from the last and fourth from the first in our in the generation line of our siblings, of my siblings. Yes, I think that's all I can say for now as an introduction.
Okay, thank you so much, Carol. You have told us about yourself, and we thank God for you. What motivated you to be an author? Because Carol, my viewer, has written 20 books. 20 books. At the age of? 26. Yeah, Carol is 26 years, and she has written 20 books. Carol has done marvelous, marvelous job. What motivated you to write these books?
Thank you so much for that question. First of all, I'm a person who likes reading a lot. And another thing, I found myself in that passion of writing, whereby I started doing it as a fiction book when I was in Form 2, but I did not finish that book. I didn't know that it was a gift inside me calling out to come into a reality. So after high school, the year 2017, I got employed as a house girl. I was working in Nazra and my friends. So one day, as they left, I went in their bedroom and I found 2 books. One called The Beautiful Ashes by Joyce Meyer, and the other one was Hey You Do Nothing, Become Nothing by Dr. Gonye. As I started reading these books, especially the one for Joyce Meyer, The Beautiful Ashes, that's where I drove my inspiration. I came to find out that Joyce Meyer has really gone through a life tough for her to reach to the level of success she has reached. And her life story, her life journey is almost correlating with my life journey. I've read so many books that has inspired me, but no other book has inspired me like the life story of Joyce Meyer. Being a preacher and at the level of the success she has reached and the challenge she has gone through ever since she was young, I found it so tough, and that's where I drove my inspiration into writing my first book called The Golden Key to Success, though it's not yet published. It is a book which has a lot of volume that's not yet published, but it will soon be coming out. Yes, that's how I found myself into writing.
Thank you so much, Carol. So the genesis of writing books, of you writing books, it means you interacted with other people's books. Yes. Awesome. That is good. That's where you got your motivation from. Okay. And all these books, you tell us there are 20 books. And how do you let people know that you are an author? I mean, how do you sell your books? Because these books, they are not just for you. You have written them so that other people may see what is in the books. what is in your mind in the books. How is, first of all, if I ask, when you are selling the books, do people accept you? You are very young. When I look at you, you are a young girl. And when you tell people, I'm an author, I've written books, like 20 books, how is the response?
Number one, I have met 3 types of people in the industry of selling books.
Say about them.
Okay, number one person is the person who will just appreciate, is so excited of what you are doing. I call that person a positive person. Yes, and they will support you to their level best. Yes. Number 2 person are the neutral people. These people, they are, even if they feel like excited you have written books, they will in some way have buts in their talks. Even if you have done this and this, there is something that you need to improve in it. Okay, in their talks, they will have a critic, and most of their critics are positive because they help me improve where necessary. The other type of people, they are the negative people. These are type of people who will not even see like you have done anything. And they will even criticize you negatively. And they will like, at your age, what do you think you can tell me? So these are the type of people I've met, but the majority of the people I've met, they are the positive people. People who will just accept what you have done. They will support you to their level best. Even if it's not through buying a book, they will encourage you. So the industry of selling book, it has been okay to me. It has been positive in response to the eyes, especially of parents. And I also do it as, number one, they are in shops, never shops. They're also in different shops of individuals. And number 2, the way of marketing these books, I usually go to churches and schools. Number 3, I usually do it in person as a way of going around talking to people individually. Yes, and I've seen this field growing from glory to glory. Until now, I have produced 6 books. I had started with 1. I went to 2. Now I've produced all through to 6, and I'm planning to do the others before the year ends. Thank you so much.
That is good. Carol, you are a courageous girl. So you go person to person. It's like you are doing a person-to-person evangelism. And you meet with this lady maybe near a supermarket. First of all, you greet her or him, and then you introduce yourself. You must be a courageous girl. And them who are negative, what you are taking this? What is your take? Are you so discouraged that somebody has told you are very young? Who do you think you are? I mean, where will these books take you? I know you have met with such people. What is your take on this? Them who have really discouraged you.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. At first, I used to take them with weight. But as I kept on growing in the industry of marketing, I started taking people as the way they are. If you are negative, I just take you as who you are. If you are positive, that's how I'll take you. If you are neutral, that's how I'll take you. Okay, right now what I do, for those who tell me these books will not take you anywhere, we are in a country where people are not readers. And some other critics, maybe somebody will even say these are just theories or something. Or somebody will just say maybe you copy and paste. So there are so many critics I usually face, but yes. Yeah, but my response to them, they usually, when somebody tells me that, I respond with a positive. Okay, I tell them, yes, you're telling me it's a copy and paste. Why don't you also do a copy and paste and come and join me in selling in the industry? Because now, even if it's a copy and paste, many people could have been authors. Because the internet has many information you will want. If it's a copy and paste, why don't you join me and you come resell together? So somebody will say that we are in a country where people are not readers. I tell them it's only you who don't read. I've met readers and they buy. Even those that don't have time to read, they buy for their children. And others will criticize me and say, at your age, what do you think you can tell me? I tell them even Jesus was 12 years when he started his ministry. Even, okay, I shall tell them, Don't look at the level of my age. Look at what God has deposited in me. That potential, take it, don't take the age. Because I may be young, but I can tell you something you don't know. Or the Holy Spirit can inspire me to tell you something that will inspire your life.
Awesome. My viewer, you can hear from a young girl, 26 years, Caro Nyambura. She's an author of 20 books, and she has gone far. She has gone far. Caro, just tell us something. How do you feel when somebody buys a book? Like, I know you have written a book, You Be You, and in a short while, you'll be telling us what is inside this book. What is your take when you meet Pastor Nancy, and you just greet me, and you introduce yourself to me, and I buy a book? I buy a book called You Be You. How do you feel?
Number one, I feel excited. And number two, not only do I feel excited, I also feel grateful, because not many people will. Okay, even if I will not say not many people, because I've met many people who are buying, but as for I feel excited. Number one, you have promoted me, and I feel also excited. Number two, at least you get to know what the message is. The message in the book is all about, because that's where my aim is. So, like for the book of You Be You, you'll find out there's somebody who called me and told me, I bought your book. I've never found that time to read, but I came across it because I was bored at home. I had nothing to do. So I took the book and started reading. So as he was reading, he told me that the book was so inspiring. It was inspired by my life story, the life I've gone through that book. So I was excited to know that at least my life story is building somebody else out there. Just like the way the life story of Jisma inspired me, that's the same way my life story inspired him. And he's not a young person, actually. And this is a person who was inspired by my life story, of those people who said, like, what can you tell me at your age? So I felt inspired. I usually feel inspired.
And Caro, you have told us that the majority are the people who encourages you. They buy a book, they buy 2 or 3, and they tell you, young girl, you are doing something good. Thank you so much, Caro. You have told us you have written 20 books. Do you mind telling us of one of the book that maybe you love most, the book that people buy a lot?
All right, the one that inspires me a lot, it's You Be You, because it contains my life journey. Yes. Okay, I wrote this book whereby I found myself not accepting myself for whom I am. I come from a humble background family, whereby through that poverty that I've been raised to, it made me to feel like I wanted to be like somebody else. Because wherever we were in school, I could see some other students who are well up. Maybe their parents are well up. Their parents can afford the things they need as students. But as for me, my parents were unable to afford. So, yes. So that get me into desiring that I wish I was born in that family. Maybe right now I could. Yes, right now I could be enjoying that kind of lifestyle. And another thing, I was an overweight teenager, so other kids used to criticize me. They used to mock me, and that really made me to be in that container whereby I was not comfortable of myself as whom I am, and also where I'm coming from. So I kept on rejecting myself for something I could not have changed. But it was until the year 2013 that I got sick. Yes. I got sick around October, and I was suffering through a hilarious disease called tuberculosis that almost turned me back to the soil. After a year and a half, suffering through that disease, and I was wishing that a day will come and enjoy the nature. When I got healed, that's when I accepted to be whom I am. Because I started viewing my life before, and when I was sick in the bed, and I said it's better the way I was other than the way I am right now. So after recovering from that disease, I learned to accept myself for whom I am, no self-comparison, no self-competition. And when I accepted myself for whom I am, that's when I began to know my strengths, my potentials, and my worth. Because now I began to focus on my strengths other than my weaknesses. And that's when I also came to know that I have this potential. I can write, I can inspire the people. Even in school, I was an academic prefect, and I used to inspire the people, Sana. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my viewer. You hear by yourself that Carol has really gone through tough times. And through tough times, she came up with this book, very nice book. I've read it. You Be You. Don't compare yourself with anybody because you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Carol, thank you so much for even enlightening us that we should be who we are. We don't have to compare ourselves with other people because there is a reason why God put us in those families. That is why God put us in those settings. Thank you so much, Carol. And something else you want to add on You Be You. It's a good book. I've read it.
Okay, another thing I would like to add on top of what I've said, I found people competing. You know, the reason why we have so much hatred towards one another is because of competing. Maybe, competition. Maybe you look at somebody else and you feel like this person is far much ahead than me, or you feel like there is something this person has that I don't have. Once you keep on comparing yourself to other people, you miss the important point. In spite of competing with yourself, why don't you compete with yourself to be the better you than whom you are yesterday? Compete with yourself, not with other people. Once you compete with other people, you'll find creating envy, creating a lot of things that are not unnecessary, jealousy, which are unnecessary. So once you compete with yourself, you'll be making sure that at least today I'm far ahead from where I was yesterday. And before the year ends, you'll find yourself at a very high level. So instead of being other people, being yourself. Somebody said, "Don't die as a copy, die as an original."
Don't die as a copy.
Yeah, die as an original. The way you were born, but compete with yourself to be better. Yes.
My viewer, very strong point there. Compete with yourself. Don't compete with me. Don't compete with your neighbor. Don't compete with your friend. Just compete with yourself. Because when you see where God has brought you yesterday, and today you are somewhere ahead, you'll be able to say for sure, God has done this for me. And Carol, which other book do you want to shed maybe some light before we finish? Hi You. There is a book here, my viewer, called This Beautiful Young Girl Has Written. Hi You. Do something, becoming something. Just say something about this book.
Hey, you do something, become something. I wrote that book because I came to know that many people have dreams they have already aborted, or they have dreams that they have already neglected because they feel they cannot reach into that dream. So I wrote that book with the name of encouraging my readers that for your dreams to come into reality, it takes a lot of determination, focus. You have to be self-disciplined and commitment as well. Never give up. Keep on pressing on. Actually, it needs this determination, focus, commitment, self-discipline as well. Yes, so once you are focused with your dreams, and also prayer is on top, you'll be able to accomplish your dreams at the right timing of God. Yes.
Hi You. Be focused. Hi You. Be determined. And put God first in prayer. This is good, Carol. And out of all these books, which is these books that people like buying? The 20 books. You can tell me, Pastor Nancy, maybe Hi You is a book that people likes, or I'm too busy to be stressed out.
The book that has really attracted other people's attention, it's Hey You, Do Something, Become Something. And also, according to its content, it's worth reading. This book has really attracted and has helped many people, even the ministers of the gospel. There are some who tell me they use the book to preach. Yes, they do.
Okay.
And I really appreciate that for. Yeah.
Oh, that is good. Hi, you. Thank you so much. So this book you have really sold it, eh? Yeah. Aha. That is very good. So what about I'm too busy to be stressed out? In a nutshell, just tell us something about this book. I'm too busy to be stressed out, because when I knew you, I was actually myself, I wasn't, I saw this book and I was asking myself, this book, I was attracted by the title, I'm too busy to be stressed out. In a nutshell, what is inside here?
I'm too busy to be stressed out. That's just a little hint of my life autobiography. But the reason why I wrote that book is because I came to know the enemy does not fight success. He fights potential. Because when I was just that kind of a person who was living without meaning and purpose in life, I was not facing any battles, either from close people or friends or any other person. I wasn't facing any battles by then. But the moment I came to realize my dream and I started to live a meaningful life, which is which is the life of the purpose which I'm called to pursue, that's when I came to know that real battles exist. I never know what are battles. So I found myself that the enemy was trying to use these battles so that he can discourage me and feel like whatever I'm doing is useless. But now I came to know the way to handle those stresses is by just neglecting it, by making myself busy in doing the important task which I've been assigned to do.
Thank you. The devil does not, my viewer, the devil does not fight success, but he fights potential. My viewer, you have heard it all. And Carol, where can we find these books?
The books are in the neighbor supermarkets. And also, I usually give my number for the people who would like to reach out. Maybe I can say it. It's 0743 635 642. 0743 635 642. Yeah, for those who like to reach out. And also, they are in neighbor shops. When they go there, they will find them.
You have heard it, viewer, that we have another in the house, Caro Nyambura, and she has written 20 books. She has really motivated me because with her age, 26 years, writing 20 books, that is very, very encouraging. So God bless you, Carol. We will have you another time. The Lord bless you. Continue with this noble work. We have one of our own, Joyce Maya, in the house. God bless you so much. My viewer, we'll have Carol another time. The Lord God bless you. Shalom, shalom.